Welcome to the vlog. My name is David Moorfield. I'm a freelance videographer. I shoot a lot of corporate interviews, so I wanted to take you guys in, kind of show you what goes on, because I didn't know this was a job when I was starting to do video, someone who just specialized in interviews. But this is our absolutely gorgeous location for the day. This is in Tampa. That's Tampa Bay. And the main thing I'm looking for here is probably reflection issues. And as you guys know, if you've been following, this is my big thing I've been working on, being able to just pull the camera out without having to grab any other accessories and slap it straight onto the tripod. I'm all about being convenient and fast. That's another reason why I'm using V-mount batteries, but everything is to try to eliminate wasting time while on set. Sometimes you get a lot of time for these jobs, and other times you have negative time. Okay, A7S3 is looking good with the Freewell K2 filter, 1 to 5 stop variable ND. That'll be very helpful. And then we got the big boy. Just organized all these cables with Loom last night. You can see it in the last vlog, but it looks way better now.
6 months later, they said, "Oh yeah, whoops, no,
it has 27 different moving parts."
We had to film the B-roll in that conference room, but that's where our first interview is. So I decided, let's just get the lights and the stands up now. That way when they finish, I can just walk this stuff in and use it time appropriately. Most interview locations do not look like this, and to capitalize on that, we're going to do quite a few of them in this room, picking different angles. So my main priority, like I said, is to get these reflections out of the way, and it can be very difficult if you are choosing to shoot wide. So a lot of times I'll dial down the ND, and that way I can really see if there's any light reflections in there, because sometimes it doesn't look like you have a light reflection, and then a cloud will pass by and it'll darken the window exposure, and then you'll see it. And that's just a way of checking beforehand. Just roll down that ND, and then we go straight into it. We have dual audio system, so we got that boom over top, and he has a lav on him as well. Right before we began rolling on that first interview, the producer and I walked around the room with her cell phone, and I was just framing up different options. I said, we can do one here, we can do another one with this perspective, and we took photos of each example. That way, when we do need to shift, she can just point exactly to the picture and say, let's do this one next. It just eliminates some communication if you were just going off of memory saying, didn't we have an angle from over here? Just having the phone pics is really nice. So one thing that I could not get around is the overhead reflections in the windows. That was gonna need a little bit more resources. I would have had to have some black cloth, or I'm not really sure what else, but I'm getting away with my Amaran 200X because it is not full daylight. If it was full sunny daylight with the sun pointing towards me, towards camera, this would not even be a possibility. But since the sun is behind me, it's behind the building right now, and the whole day was generally overcast, my 200X is doing okay. However, I do feel like I need a more powerful fixture just to have in the bag, because it's not always perfect like this. Our next interview is going to be standing up, but we got some amazing, healthy, catered food with a really nice view. Normally on corporate work, the information that they are saying goes in through one ear and out the other. I don't even understand the words that they're saying. I'm just listening for peaking audio. But lately, since I've had more of a business entrepreneurial mindset, I'm really listening to the things that they're saying, because a lot of these people have been in very successful positions and they come from interesting backgrounds, and that's how they got to this position. And it's sticking a little bit more because now they're not as much older than me as they used to be, and I'm trying to figure out what they did in life to get there. So getting back to production, putting everything back on my Olympus cart, and I think I need a different cart. Finished our interviews. Now we got to go to a different building for B-roll. Yeah, we got everything packed up, not packing this up. The K2 is exposed, but it's doing really good. That one stop of ND is really nice for interior use. And we got to go to the next location. Finished all of our interviews. Time to just grab B-roll, which is why I'm not breaking the gimbal down. So the wheels aren't shaking like they normally do, but it's because I'm moving at a glacial pace. I really like that the DJI has this base plate system that is toolless. At first I didn't think I was gonna like this little nugget, but being able to just thumb screw it off and throw it back in is a lot nicer than finding a quarter and trying to screw it on and off. Best gimbal that I've ever purchased or used. And A7S III worked good today. Still waiting out for a FX4, something with shutter angle. I mean, it's not that hard. But that is the end of the day. Got out an hour and a half early, which is nice. I really like corporate work because it's easy. It's a fun puzzle every time you get into a new room and you have to do a new interview setup. And it pays really well, in my opinion. Being in Orlando, it's usually one-off clients, people coming to town for a conference or for a shoot. So I'm lucky where I have a couple entities, production companies from up north that come down here and I'm their Florida guy. All you got to do is do a good job for them once, and then they don't want to spend the time searching for other people. So and my rate has kind of started high with them and even grown a little bit over the last few years, which is really hard to increase your rates with current clients. Normally, I would need a client change to have a rate change. That question comes up a lot in consultation calls, but corporate work is so easy, and these business people want their day to end at 5 p.m. too, so that usually means our day ends at 5 p.m. and I will take that all day. Something that I'm always doing is running audio on my jobs, and normally I just put my headphones in here. I'm trying to think of a better, more efficient way, so I'm going to take one of the sprig ties, put it right here, let's tighten this up, and then that way I can free up a little bit of space in here and shave off 20 seconds by having the headphones always plugged in. So let's grab this, throw it in, and then this, let me put this down real quick, can be right about here. And then that sprig tie is gonna be my organization. Let's see if I can get it all to fit in here. Yes, I can. Boom. So now, headphones, I don't know if you can see that, but headphones are gonna live here now. And one less thing to think about, and just make my production go a little bit faster. That sprig tie literally lasted 10 seconds. I decided it's even faster to add the small rig clamp that I got, and that's just easier than trying to funnel it through this little rubber piece. I mean, we're shaving off halves of seconds here. This is gonna be the fastest rig ever.